gentlemen, I believe it's time to get into a stream. I think, right? Something like that. Goodness gravy. I don't know about you guys. It has been a week and a half for me. A lot of ups, some sideways motion, but it's been good overall. Music's a little loud, okay? Good to know. I even turned the music down. That's kind of crazy. It's like it gets louder every time. I'll try it right there. Is that good? Let's jump away from the music though, right? Here we are. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the official Rockfish Games stream where I am your host, Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games. Here we are picking up where we left off in the EVERSPACE 2 closed beta, which just launched very super crazy recently, like last week, right? Last Friday, I'm not crazy? Goodness. And yeah, it's good. I did make sure that my audio checked out so that my voice wasn't dumb. In fact, I never want that to happen again. And if we could just stop talking that it did happen, would be fantastic. All right. In addition, I have some glorious tea. Any tea drinkers out there? I raise my tea to you. Delightful, wonderful. Yes, YouTube and Twitch can read the messages now. It's all been coordinated so you can all see what everyone else is saying. So if somebody on YouTube's making fun of Twitch, you can now see them do it. Oh my gosh, technology is incredible. Fantastic. And also just a huge shout out to Will, Hazy, Tulameo, and I'm also going to shout out my boss, even though it sounds like I'm brown-nosing. But seriously, these are individuals who are jumping around, making sure that any questions that I missed through the course of these community streams get answered. So thank you. I really do appreciate that. You guys are rocking it, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so where did we leave off last time? I hope that this continue button is working, because the last time I did this, it was borked. So if it doesn't work again, I'm going to call shenanigans. Okay, no, this is actually incorrect. And that's fine, because we can fix this. So I was doing a little bit of testing. This is actually a save file from one of our community. They sent me a bug report. I was messing around with my save files, which is why I'm starting off with like the, oh my gosh, what in the world? Don't worry about it. But it is a really good segue to say, if you guys encounter something incredibly weird and you want us to look at it, you can actually send us your save files, just like what I had there. We can inspect it for you and see if there's something that can be done. There's a conversation that's going to immediately start.
I'm afraid I ran into a bit of trouble.
Trouble? I was talking with them when you started shooting. You are aware that I won't pay you anything now.
Fair enough. But honestly, all I saw was a scout, 2 madcaps, a sniper drone, and an elite Viper pilot.
Yeah, they're a raggle-taggle group. No reason to shoot at them.
They're exactly the same as the guys you just made me fight.
I love tea.
There's a big difference. When the 2 Viper pilots came by to order the paint, the first one just barged in, slammed his money on the counter and made his proposition, while the other one began by asking if it was okay for him to dock here. When I said yes, he thanked me. Can you believe that?
That's, amazing.
Long story short, you may have just killed the last polite outlaw, but brutes like you will never understand.
I am sorry.
It's a start, I guess.
All right, so at the very start of this, I wanted you guys to see a recap of the events that were. So for those of you who missed out on a newly added beta mission, you just got to see the conclusion of making some poor decisions within EVERSPACE 2. So instead of being rewarded with currency, a payment that was owed, a job for us, for a job that we were trying to complete, we made things go sideways because we took matters into our own hands, and he didn't like that. So he's no longer paying us. Yeah, yikes, ouch. Amazing voiceover, fantastic. It's actually one of the best. It's the most professional text-to-speech services that you'll ever hear forever. Obviously, this is a work in progress beta, so we will have full voice work in English and German. What about that? Whenever we get to the full release, which is over a year from now. So a lot of time to make additions, but the text-to-speech has been pleasant, and it's been kind of vital to the story arc as well, because when you're in the midst of combat especially, and people are talking to you and you can only read subtitles, you might miss it. So we plugged in that text-to-speech, which helps quite a lot. At least it does for us. Maybe you're just laughing at it. That's fine. That's fine. All right, so the reward that we got for going out and taking over these outlaws was all this equipment that's at level 5. It's actually some pretty good equipment. We can't use any of it. So what I'm gonna do for the course of this bidding segments is I'm gonna show you what it's like to just go out, fly around, and try to accomplish some tasks. We could afford this teleporter. I don't wanna do that because we need to save up money and I wanna progress the missions that we have. So we have to buy this Prime Sense STA, which costs 4,200. Woo! So we are absolutely going to be pushing the narrative, the story arc, and I need money to do so. So let's figure out how we can do that. T is completed. Thank you, T, for your service. Let's go out and blow some stuff up. We have a lot of bad guys in the area, and there's also a bunch of freelancers as well. Oh man, look at quite the challenges flying around out here, actually. Woo! Man, I really like being able to have 6 degrees of freedom and strafing and hovering. That's a wonderful feature. The lateral thrusters make me so happy. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback from you guys regarding that, so we're glad that there's a visualization of that as well. If you guys are wondering, like, what's he talking about? These thrusters right here, this blue, those are lateral thrusters. We've included this on all of the ships. You'll see it. Even through upgrading your ship, you'll see those. It just gives you so much control. It basically makes this like a first-person shooter in space, and we're happy with those results. So today's lesson is do not make poor decisions in EVERSPACE 2. I mean, I would go so far as to say that the lesson is don't make poor decisions in any game you're playing. But you know, if it's just EVERSPACE 2, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna float around here because in this environment, we added a new site underneath this asteroid that provides a little bit of a timed challenge. Anytime you find these energy sphere dispensers, when you approach them, you're gonna use your grappling mechanic in order to generate more energy, okay? What type of tea was it? Earl Grey, with a spot of honey. So we're going to grab this bad boy out. Just a little bit of honey, nothing too crazy. And we have to try and find where this energy sphere is going to be placed. Now, I already know, but we only have like 25 seconds to get it there. Some other important things to know about the energy sphere is that it gives you unlimited energy to your engines while you're holding it. We don't have anywhere where it says this. I'm merely communicating this to you now. We have a lot of little subtle details like that, which we are going to be incorporating to EVERSPACE 2 that can be utilized in some degree or capacity as kind of exploitive, depending on where you find it and what you're trying to accomplish. That's intentional design, okay? We wanted to change slightly how the gameplay is paced out and the qualities of the game whenever you're encountering certain mechanics. Just kind of something that's kind of fun. Now, we are very much so going to be communicating this to you in-game at some point. Some people have been pointing out other little details that are like, oh my gosh, you never tell the player X, Y, and Z. Well, yeah, I mean, it's still a working beta. We do have the tutorial, which covers the most of it, but more subtle little details and quality of life and stuff like that, you'll be seeing that show up a lot over time through this gameplay process. I did not want this. Get out of here. But what a great example of the physics engine, yes? So we're gonna go ahead and take this homing missile launcher. We'll take one of these as well. Why not? Let's see if there's something we can do with this. Yeah, we got some enemies over here. Let me show you what you can do with physics whenever you're just being silly. Neat? Do you ever think about that? Holding an object, then boosting through your opponent? Yep, it actually works. Now we're using it as a shield. Oh my gosh, that was great. Dropped his shields down with a single throw. And take the rest of them out. So you can have a lot of fun with physics in EVERSPACE 2. This is actually one of the most enjoyable aspects that I've had thus far. And I mean, obviously that's not like the focus. It's just an added feature, and yeah, it's great. Nice throw. I've been practicing, in fairness, Will. I've been practicing a lot. But yeah, it just makes me so happy. And I hope that it makes you guys happy too, that that's something that you can fully utilize in the game. Now granted, we also want to make sure that it doesn't get like super cheesed, so there will likely be some form of, how shall we say, health pool associated to these various objects you can grapple. Because we don't want you to just like keep picking up the same object and trashing all your opponents and it never get destroyed, like it'd be a permanent shield. So we will be having those additional conversations to make sure you're not going too crazy with it, but we do want you to go crazy with it, so hope you enjoy that.
Gotcha. Hey, where are you going?
This broken drone is just a small sequence.
I need to stay on its tail.
That does a couple of different things.
Itself up before I get a chance to do it myself.
This is still what I would consider a fairly early game experience, so it allows you to practice bobbing and weaving through this wreckage, for example, as well as tracking a target. And also learning how to like catch the sights of hidden objects or resources nearby. And the reason why we wanted to give you this little bitty mission early is to show you just how valuable that's going to be. Because these little cracks in the wall, I mean, yeah, this one is surprising, I suppose you could say, because it has all those drones.
That blast nearly destroyed it. What the?
But it also gives you some loot to find. And in a game that's a looter shooter, I would argue that that's something that you are searching for at a constant basis, so finding secrets like this are going to be invaluable to you. All of these locations in EVERSPACE 2, I know I've said this like over and over and over a billion times, but I want to be super clear here. All of the locations that you'll be running into through the course of EVERSPACE 2 are handcrafted locations by the team. We are going out of our way to make sure that when you go out of yours, you are finding meaningful content that was delivered intentionally to the game space. So when you take the time to go explore those curious looking asteroids, it's not going to be a waste of your time because it was intentionally put there. Does that make sense? This is different from the procedurally generated environments of EVERSPACE 1, which sometimes you didn't know what to expect from a generated asteroid cluster. You just didn't. And that's part of the feedback loop in EVERSPACE 1, like it's a roguelike, so it's validated there. But here, especially since we're moving into an open world RPG, we want to cut to the chase and make sure that you are delivered those fine deliverables if you take the time to find them. Woo, okay. I'm making a lot of words there. I'm just saying that there's intentional, handcrafted level design here, so you will be rewarded for exploration. Nice summary, thanks. Excellent. Busy day for me, but happy to watch the stream. Well, glad that you were able to show up, Jehun Cross. What is the maximum number of NPCs we can see on the screen in the game? I mean, how crowded, and is there a setting for that? So in some areas we will feel alone, but how crowded? I mean, that's gonna depend on where you're going and what you're doing, Arini. Basically, the long story short is we don't want to have like these super massive space battles in the game for a number of reasons. One, it wouldn't feel right lore-wise because this is after like a huge war has taken place. So we want to keep it more on dogfights and like we could say skirmishes, like big skirmishes, like a big skirmish versus a battle. It's like somebody's more like, I'm gonna argue semantics, but seriously, like what I'm trying to get at here is like you'll maybe face off against a capital ship and a couple squadrons, probably at most, right? You're never gonna engage with like 7 capital ships on this one side and 8 capital ships from another, and then like 5 of these super massive destroyers swoop in from a completely separate faction, and there's like 900 fighters engaged. Like that's not this, no, like we're not gonna, that's an absolute no. So hopefully that kind of gives you a rounded off sort of answer, because it's also hard for us to say since we're still in development. We do want to make sure that there are sequences that feel really hot and heavy, so you have to make some dedicated maneuvers and some strategic plays in order to capitalize on. At the same time, we don't want you to get so overwhelmed that it's just not fun. Like you start the game, you try to focus in on like a light cruiser or something and it just blows you up immediately from a single volley. That probably wouldn't be very fun in this particular game space. All right. Yeah, so there is going to be the feeling of being alone. It's interesting because in talking about this, it's almost going into spoiler territory for the story. So basically, your character is very much alone, and he's trying not to be. Kind of. Like I said, it's kind of spoilerish territory. It's hard to explain. Let me just give a quick summary. Okay, so you're flying as a clone who has escaped a portion of the demilitarized zone and is trying to leave it for good. He wants to start his own life, do his own thing, have his own family, maybe, I don't know. Whatever his aspirations are, he wants to realize those. He wants to become a full person with perspectives, with purpose, with, all of these things, right? But as you are in this state of the game, you have only recently discovered your identity, and now you are trying to find a purpose. And your identity is kind of that of somebody else. So you're in a really strange space that kind of makes you alone. No, you can't relate to anybody else, okay? And through this process, in trying to escape the demilitarized zone, you're probably gonna need some help, right? You can't just completely do it on your own, especially now that the cycle of clones is broken. Minor spoiler. So, yes. So with all of these things in mind, we're never having you look like you're a part of this like super gigantic full force squadron, right? Like you're not like a member of the whatevers, but rather you are a rogue. You are by yourself and you are trying to do the best you can in order to survive and ultimately escape the DMZ. Very subtle. Thank you. Thank you, too little Tulameo. Full force! All right. Oh no, I actually wasn't making that correlation. I was legitimately talking about just like, you're not a member of a squadron. Like there's not like a group of guys that you're with, you're like all hanging out and just like you call somebody up, oh hey, how's it going, blah, blah, blah. Like when you start EVERSPACE 2, you literally have yourself and that is it. That's it. There are companions that you meet along the way, and that develops your relationships and starts to build that purpose that we talked about for the story, and why it gets into spoiler territory. So really what I just gave you, I'm trying to be as like clear as possible, but also not too revealing about how things are gonna go down in EVERSPACE 2. Okay, so we need to get more gold. I wanna go explore some other locations, and we're gonna do just that. So we haven't gone to this site or that site, and we also seem to have missed a side mission, but we'll talk about that later, I think. We want to go to this undiscovered site, maybe level up, get some items, go from there. Eek the Real Angry Snail says, just imagine meeting a bunch of your clones. Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy. More gold? I know, why am I saying gold? Credits. Gold, credits, dollars, euros, yen, copper. There's too many currencies. So, whenever we go to these localized spaces, we'll also be discovering these guys are totally taking my kills. I don't like that. I'm gonna drop these GMP fighters. Come at me. Each one of these localized events that you're flying around towards are going to have a little, we're gonna call it mini mission. A bonus objective, if you will. So here, our mini mission in the upper left is to find the hidden stash. Oh good, we leveled up. So let's go ahead and pop in our new shield, our new sensors, new rocket launchers. Oh my gosh, efficient scattergun. I'm in heaven, I love it. Let's get a cargo unit all up in this. Oh my gosh, massive, massive upgrades. I like the one we have way more. All right, cool. Big upgrades. So now we are going to explore, figure out how we can solve this space to get the hidden stash. So we do have this power core flying over here. Just grab that and plug it into this socket. And this door opens with a big red button. Now what do we need to do about pushing a big red button? We push it. You always push the big red button. And that's gonna do something somewhere else. So what we have to do is time ourselves or get a really good shot. And then reap the rewards. Now we're gonna go ahead and fly in here. Grab the sensors and credits. That was it. 133 credits. Okay. Sometimes the reward isn't as high as you would hope it would be, but that's okay. The destruction of all the outlaws and the GMB fighters actually gave us way more credits than the actual secret itself. That's fine. Yeah, and loot tables, I mean, I would hope that this would be pretty clear, but our loot tables are not like completely balanced yet. Definitely something that we want to make sure you get value for exploring and accomplishing tasks, so. Have we figured out a solution for the grappling mechanic while being in cockpit view? No, we're working on one. We don't have it implemented yet. For anyone who's wondering what he's referring to, I'll actually grapple a thing and then go to cockpit view and you'll be like, oh, I get it. It'll be very apparent. Legendaries and the loot tables for early access. Probably. Maybe not at first, but probably pretty soon. So when you go to cockpit view and you're holding on to something, this thing is always in your way. It's always completely blocking your pathway. This feels like a problem. So, we have received several suggestions pertaining to this. I think what we'll ultimately do is basically make the object slightly transparent when you're holding it, so you can effectively see through it, but you can also still see the object itself. But we'll see. We'll get there. That's not necessarily a priority right now. There's so much more content that we're pushing. All right, we're going to take out a couple of these outlaws, and then we're going to get the next mission underway, and we'll continue the storyline of EVERSPACE 2. Oh, also, I really love these freelancer ships. I want to take a moment. I don't know how many of you have actually stopped and looked at them. See these bad boys? It's actually kind of a block-out ship. These are not done yet. But look at the wings. Isn't that neat? My mouse sensitivity is super high, by the way, so it's like I barely move it. But yeah, these are freelancer ships. Their engines have some much better polish than the rest of them. So it just kind of shows you how we are making progress. I really dig these ships. I think they look pretty cool. All right. Back to the station. Reminds you of your new striker, says Geometry. Yeah, we'll actually be looking at your new striker in the screenshots you provided in the Discord. Thanks for that, by the way. You have a really beautiful ship. I feel like you got incredibly lucky. But it's awesome. There will obviously be way more generation of ships in the future. So the options right now are fairly limited. You really got a great one. Okay, so we just repaired our ship, and now we can buy this Prime Sense STA. We're also gonna probably sell some stuff too. We're holding on to a lot. Yeah. I do like hanging on to resources, especially ones that you can use for perks. Can't quite get repairs yet. We'll wait later. All right, so let's buy this Prime Sense STA.
One pre-war system scanner coming right up.
A system scanner?
System scanner. All right, so let's talk about that. Why do we have to buy a system scanner?
Dax. Come in, Dax. I just bought the SDA. How is a simple scanner going to help Ben?
With this we can finally see the system without the colonials seeing us back. Find an abandoned medical station. Patch up your friend.
A medical station? Out here?
Ceto isn't that small. We're bound to come across something if we keep looking long enough.
Even if we did, it will already be raided by outlaws. Sorry, Dax, but this is taking far too long.
Come on, just roll with me here.
Well, that's convenient timing for the story arc.
You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. AG&B convoy just jumped in. All automated, barely guarded, and completely packed. I'll be damned if they didn't load any medical supplies.
You promised me no parades.
I'm sorry, Dax. This is the one I need to follow. You always ramble on about parades and dances and throwing around bags, but I know nothing about those things. I'm a prime ballista, remember?
Prima ballerina.
Whatever. My friend is in trouble, and this is my chance to help him. The convoy is AI-driven, there are just a few guards. I might even manage to steal the meds without any trouble at all.
Okay, but this whole operation is on your head and head alone.
Thanks, Dax. It's really the only thing I know how to do.
Excellent. So, we are trying to help our buddy, Grindel. And in order to do that, we are trying to find medical supplies. And we've been searching around for medical supplies. We just found a freighter, convoy rather, that very likely has them. So we're gonna keep following them onward. We had some pretty good questions dropped during the course of that cutscene, so let's just hit them up right now to make sure everybody knows. Also, big shout out again for everybody who's helping out answer those questions. But so everyone is aware, the beta program is currently closed. So beta it's a closed beta, it will be closed beta, it's not gonna magically open up, but we have been distributing keys every now and then with key giveaways. And It's possible we could do another giveaway before early access shows up, but don't think that we're just going to be handing them out like hotcakes, all right? So if you do want to be informed on the giveaways, my suggestion to you is just going to be tracking us on your social media of choice. We do have a Reddit, we have Discord, of course, we have Instagram. I mean, we can go over here. I mean, you can see all of these different sites that you can go follow us at to kind of keep you in the loop, even if it's just to spike a key really quick, okay? I mean, we honestly don't mind. If you are excited and you don't feel like you're in a strong financial position and you just want a key because you want a key, dang it, that's fine. But furthermore, I do encourage you to have a conversation with us through the course of your playing, through the course of this development, because it's really the voices that you guys have that are going to help us get this game ultimately where it needs to be. We are very confident in our vision, but you guys help add that level of polish that any game really deserves. That's what gamers do, because we know, we are in the know. That's how we operate, yeah? So, there you go. So yeah, follow us, and maybe we'll figure something out. It'll be nice. Cool. When did the PC Gamer contest end? That was, what's today's date? Oh gosh, what is today's date? Is it the 1st? No, it's the 2nd. Wow, my internal clock. Woo, so 2 days ago. Speaking of the text-to-speech voices, I'm super excited to see the real voice acting. Aren't you? I am too. And you guys do get a sliver of that in the very first cutscene, which does have some of the authentic real voice actors that we will be using. But obviously it's still placeholder. So just getting a sliver of that shows you what we're aiming for. When will the results for the giveaway be announced? Yeah, it ended 2 days ago. Right? Oh gosh, I'm not wrong in that, right? Now I'm questioning everything. I want to confirm this for you guys. I want to make sure I'm not misspeaking there. So 1 second. One second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's finished. Yeah, it ended on the 30th. Yeah, so that was wrapped up on the 30th itself. Woo! Thanks for being patient with me. I really wanted to make sure that you guys knew the details of that. So yes, ended on the 30th. Okay. When the winners will find out that they won a key. Oh! Well, that's an even better question. Michael, do we have the details of when that's going to be distributed? For some reason, I was under the impression that they were going to be launched at the same time. Just doing some quick scouting for you all. Because if you're coming to the stream for information, well, dang it, I'm going to get it to you. It's just how I'm going to operate. Wasn't prepared for that question, which is a great question. So let's hook you up. One moment. Okay, so if you were a winner, then PC Gamer will have reached out to you via email for your shipping information. And then we'll ship it out within 5 business days. So if you don't respond within those 5 business days, then a new winner will be selected. So if you guys were part of that giveaway, check your email associated with your PC Gamer account and check your spam, check everything, because you may have gotten an email. And yeah, if you don't say that you want it, then it's going to go to somebody else. So there you go. That's how that all has been distributed. via email to your email that you associated with the PC Gamer forums, specifically for the course of the giveaway. All right? So point that out there. If you do not respond, you will lose the winnings within 5 business days. Excellent. Okay. Thank you for your patience again. Really do appreciate that. I just want to make sure you guys know exactly how that's all going. Okay. I think we're even going to see if we can get some confirmation on who actually won. I think maybe because I see some action, some secrets. And if we have that information, I will let you guys know. If not, we'll find out. Cool. Krabba Main says, play game! Ah! Well, I would if I'd stop getting these silly comments in chat. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, we're going back in. We're going back in. So what we're going to do now is we're going to follow this convoy. We're going to follow this convoy of this G&B shipment to Nera Transit Point. That's where we're going because we want to get this stuff. Irini says, if it happens to me, give it to somebody else, I want to pay money. I mean, dang, that's very generous of you. You could always give the key to somebody specifically, or you could just not respond to the email if you get it. So that works too. Will you be able to replace the ship passive without buying an entirely new ship? That is a great question, Camuflero. We want to make sure that the late game gives the player a lot of player agency, a lot of control over the course of the randomization of the game itself. So basically what I just said there is there's a pretty good chance, yes. But it's also going to be a late game thing.
Good. They're still locked in transit.
Whatever that means.
G&B takes inventory of their shipments before distributing them to the stations proper.
Okay, one more quick thing about the giveaway. The winners will be in the widget soon once they are verified.
That gives me time to look for the medical pod.
And security?
Don't worry, it won't detect me if I manage to avoid the scanning beams, and those can be tampered with by hacking the terminal itself. Easy going.
All right. So
I
now we have
scanned
to...
3 candidates of where they might keep the meds.
Perfect. So we have to scan at least those 3, but there's other canisters nearby. We're just gonna fast track this for you all, and we're gonna scan the ones that are important. We can also use these cargo scanners. We can hack these terminals.
Let's slow things down a bit. This
And-
should give me a few seconds.
I've also mentioned this before, but hacking has been very simplified in this current version.
5 barrels of socks. Great.
We want to make sure that there's a little bit of weight to when you're doing specific things, like certain types of mining, for example. Whenever you're hacking, there's a couple other things that we're going to provide some skill-based mini games.
Come on, where do you keep it?
So those are in the works. Just know that they're not currently in.
Please enter authorization for medical equipment.
Boom.
Great. Dax. I just found the med pod, but for some reason it's under higher security. Do we have any lock breakers in hangar? If I can get this thing to base, I might be able to crack it.
Yeah, I may have something. But how are you planning to move an entire pod through Superlight?
I am not. That it will do all by itself. I just have to get my hands on that main server. Let's see if my ID still works. Ha, I'm in.
Forcing coordinate override. Override successful. Distributing to Rhodia 2.
Yes.
Violation of protocol detected.
Oops.
Shipment compromised. Initiate lockdown. Redistributing remaining cargo to mining outposts.
Scrap.
What's going on?
Better get out of here.
Tell me what's happening.
No time. Gotta make a quick jump.
I think we can spend a little bit of time here. Because I want to get some loot. I'm being greedy, yes. That was a really bad shot. I also see a pretty good question, which is in early access, will we find out what Adam has been doing between the end of EVERSPACE and the beginning of EVERSPACE 2? Yeah, he's been floating through space as tiny particles. Either that or his body is just completely vaporized, so he's no longer in existence. Adam is gone after the events of EVERSPACE 1. That is a bit of a story spoiler. But yeah, that's the facts. If you are talking specifically about what the clone you're playing as has done between EVERSPACE 1 and EVERSPACE 2, well, there is a little bit more of an intricate story there that we're not ready to reveal. But do know that it's not really going to be a focal point, necessarily. But it does add a bit of context as to why certain things are the way they are. We're going to go ahead and jump out of here now. And head back to base.
Phew, I think I shook them.
The pod just arrived.
Music's overpowering? Goodness gravy. Oh, what in the world? I forgot that I set everything to 75. Or 100.
Perfect.
Let's do that. That should be
You know,
quite a
this
bit
is not
better.
what I meant when I asked to keep a low profile. Get your ass back here ASAP. You and me need to have it worth.
Thank you for pointing that out so we can get that adjusted. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of playtesting, as you guys all know. And one of the things that I was kind of testing out this week was actually the audio quality of certain aspects of the game. And so I kind of cranked the sound and totally forgot to reset that for the stream. So that's on me. Thank you for calling that out so we can get it adjusted though. Salim7724 says hello. Well, hello to you too. All right, so let's have a talk with Dax about things. Maybe we can get things moving to help Grindel out. Because I'm sure we just got medical supplies in and it's just a matter of patching them up now, right? Right?
Adam returns to the base with the hijacked medical freighter. Dax is unhappy about Adam's recklessness, but Adam says that he had to do something to help Ben. They inspect the freighter to see what it was that Adam has captured. Dax becomes even more annoyed when he discovers something unexpected in the hold. A cryogenically frozen doctor.
Oopsies.
Dax, sensing that Adam has messed up badly, demands that the freighter and the doctor are ejected from his base before their position is compromised. Adam reminds Dax what he said himself about trusting more. Dax is astounded by Adam's naivety of the situation. But Dax also admits there are deeper reasons for his caution which Adam must be informed about. On the bridge, Dax illustrates to Adam, using the holodeck, part of his plan to reach a neighboring star system and his colleagues there. He explains that this is part of a big job which could make a lot of people very rich if executed on time. Dax believes Adam can help him access the jump gate to carry out his plan, and offers Adam a cut of the operation for his assistance.
Seems fair.
The pair come to a mutual agreement to put small differences aside and follow each other's plans.
Beautiful.
By the way, the new system scanner works like a charm.
Oh, good.
It just finished scanning the Nadea area. This is what came up. Your old neighborhood.
Look, I only stayed with G&B for a few months.
Important thing is, you know your way around. So, any idea how to snatch us some jump keys?
I can't head back to my former station. But Nefty's planes could work.
If they don't recognize your signature as the one that just raided their distribution port.
Some weeks ago a controller sold out his entire team to scavengers. When I left, he was still listed as Employee of the Month. You're giving their databases too much credit.
Okay. Just don't mess up again.
I'll be careful.
Excellent. So, I have a talking point from the chat. Our very own Hazy Devil, who has contributed a lot to the community, thank you, asks, will there be any projectiles that don't fly in a straight line, like a missile that spirals as it flies forwards? So because a lot of our emphasis is on dogfighting in EVERSPACE 2, it might not be the best move to have a missile that is hard to hit other very small ships. That being said, it's a possibility, at least from an aesthetic standpoint, to make missiles that have some alternate form as they're heat-seeking their target, or even provide a little bit of chaos when they first launch before they then do what they're supposed to do. So it's not an option. But we also want to make sure that there's a lot of functionality here for the player to take on as well. If you have a missile that can't hit its target, is anybody going to really use it? Regarding directional audio, DTS, and other support, I know that we have, like whenever your ship is getting hit on the left side, yes, you hear the shots being taken on the left. At least I'm pretty sure. I hope I'm not imagining that. So you have that sort of audio direction, the directional audio. Woo, that's the term. As far as adjusting those settings and whatnot, don't think that's really an option. I know that we don't have it currently because right now it's just a matter of adjusting the sound's power, basically. But we have been adding a lot of new options pertaining to the graphic settings. So I think that there's also a possibility that we could create new audio settings, but it's also not something that's anything sort of dire or high priority right now. The team is really focused on creating content for the game space and for early access even. I'll straight up just put that out there. I mean, we're in beta and we're receiving your feedback. That's going to help us get the early access stuff ready. So that's where we're kind of taken in. Let's see what else we got. Cluster sequel missiles that fire off in a really pretty pattern. Yeah, the missile battery from EVERSPACE 1. Yeah, we could do stuff like that. Yeah, and Fuzz Bling, also note that, I mean, we still have a lot of time through development, and audio is something that we can adjust in a lot of unique ways. So I don't necessarily think we're gonna do anything too crazy with making all these fancy options with audio. We're probably gonna keep things pretty straightforward. And if players need to go in and tweak, you know, we already have the varying elements that you can boost up or take down. I don't know if there's a reason to get any crazier than that. I mean, it's possible we could create like a stereo versus mono, I guess, but I mean, is that valuable even? I don't know. All right. So now that we have this doctor on board, we've got to figure out next steps to get an access key to get out of here. So we have to go visit some coworkers, I guess you could say. Some old folks that we were working with under GMB, and see if we can't acquire one of those keys to move to the next area. The beta looks great, but did the team discuss to improve ship explosions? I'm trying to figure out what would you like to see improved about the ship explosion? Perhaps?
GNB, here I come.
So now we're flying down into a planet-side location. This is entirely new to EVERSPACE 2, where it's not just flying around in space anymore.
Nefty's station is under attack.
Main hub. Come in, main hub. We are in a bit of a pickle here. Please send. Who am I kidding? Broti, Agnetha, everyone, let's do this alone, people.
They probably wouldn't mind some help.
Perfect. So here, these locations, these sites on the planets, they are intentionally placed and handcrafted as well, which means when we explore this
Steady
space,
now, Dennings, take aim before you. Ah, yes.
there are
that's
specifically
much better.
handcrafted
Seems I got
secrets,
caught in their comm frequency.
unique sites to find unique treasures. And it's not just
Well done,
above
you
the
lot.
planet you'll
I
be
can
flying
see the
around.
sky
You can
again.
also go
Carry
into
on scouting
caverns
the
and
perimeter
caves,
while I have a
inside
chat with our
stations.
visitor. Sir, if you don't mind docking here, I'd like to have a word.
So we were trying to make a lot of new environmental distinctions within EVERSPACE 2. So when you're flying around all of these multiple star systems, it doesn't just feel samey after samey after samey sort of spaces, right? Like we want each one to have its own sort of mark on you as a player so that you can also identify, oh, I'm currently in Cedo just by looking at the star. Or I know that I'm in Union based on all the nebulae that are around me. Or I'm in XYZ because XYZ is occurring. And so Cedo here, this planet that we are happening on, it's a beginning area, so it's also kind of one of the more standard sort of desert planets that you're gonna come across that establishes the standard of you can fly down, you can explore these sites, and we're just getting started.
I've never seen raiders coming this close to G&B turf.
Indeed. Say, that face. You've been here before?
Yes, my name's Ross Adamov. Here's my signature.
Adamov. That does ring a bell.
I am stationed at the ulcer. We have a bit of server trouble, so I was ordered to come here and get a fresh batch of jump keys.
So you weren't sent as a reinforcement? Those blasted pencil pushers. There is a Gemini squad of outlaws at our doorstep and all management cares about is a fresh batch of jump keys. I am sorry to inform you, Mr. Adamov, but you were sent on a fool's errand. The only keys we were given are reserved for my own people.
There is none left?
None whatsoever.
Not even if I was to take care of your outlaw problem?
Well, in that case, I might be able to think of something.
Hey!
Great. Any idea where I can find them?
Not so fast. You are clearly more experienced than the poor souls under my command. But maybe you fly even better with something other than that sentinel. Before you leave, have a look at our ship loadout. There may be something that catches your eye.
Yeah, so here's a good introduction to ship dealing. As you guys, most of you know, for those of you who don't, we use a modular approach to the ships, so the wings, the body, the engines, and even the cockpit itself can all be changed to be different parts and pieces that combine to make your ship. Obviously, the color selection is also unique, and there's going to be a lot more customization than just that alone, which we will reveal in time. But when we look at these other ships here, you'll notice that each of these are different types of ships, or even the same types of ships, but have completely distinct new looks for them. Oh man, we got a striker with the body. Oh man, I like that one. That's actually pretty cool. So each one, I also like this one. That Sentinel's nice. So each one of these ships, while they might be similar, like if we look at these two ships, right, they have similarities, but they also clearly have different engines and different cockpits, or bodies rather, but they do have the same wing, and then different colors and different stats. And it could also include different specials. It could include different passives. So when you're comparing two of the exact same ship, they're not actually exactly the same. They're going to have their own unique subtleties that make them better or worse depending on your play style. It's not just a simple matter of, oh, this one has more of X, therefore it is inherently better. You're going to have to make some sacrifices, but then you'll also benefit from those decisions if you capitalize on those gains. Gains! So yeah. You can also see there are 3 different ships here. We have the Interceptor, the Sentinel, and the Striker. These are the 3 different subclasses of the medium ship range. I said that weird. The medium ship class. That's what I meant to say. And we do have multiple classes, which will then have multiple subclasses that branch out from each one of those. The medium ships are all fairly balanced in their overall natures, with a little bit of emphasis in certain directions based on which of those subclasses you choose. In addition to that, the ultimates themselves are permanently bound to the type of ship. So every single striker will have a quantum tether. Every single interceptor will have weapon overdrive, and every single sentinel will have static overload. The other elements, however, can be different. Cool. There's a lot. There's a lot to just looking at a ship and the stats of it alone. Like, gets pretty crazy here. So we're pretty happy with the results just far about your ships, but the main thing to know is that you're going to be able to make this your own, to define your specific playstyle and capitalize on those moments and those sequences in the ways that you really want. This is obviously going to be through the itemization as well. Crafting has not been implemented with. We know a lot of you guys have been asking about crafting. A ton of you have been asking about crafting. I've teased it a couple times. So let me just tease it again. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to tell you that the crafting process is actually moving pretty well forward internally. All right? Yeah. We're on it. We're actually on it. So know that that is something that we'll be talking about in the nearish-ish future, to start showing you little details of and how that's going to impact your particular play with the itemization that is very random right now, right? You don't know if you're going to get a scattergun or a pulse laser, and sometimes getting 5 different pulse lasers when you just want something that deals any damage to kinetic, dang it, that can be really frustrating. We understand that. So it's a work in progress, as you know. We're really happy with where the beta's at. Whenever we get that crafting component to show you, to start talking about, I hope that you're going to look forward to that. I hope that you're going to see how much care and attention that we are giving you, how much control we're giving you. That's going to be a really fun conversation. So it's coming. And it's yes. And yes. That's the other thing. Okay, some other things to talk about very briefly. You guys should know a bit about devices. If you don't, if you've never heard of a device at all and you're like, what the heck is that? It's kind of like a special ability that you get to choose out of a group of devices. I only have 2 at the moment, so lol. But then you can modify these with modes, and these modes will allow you access to a lot of different things. I have adjusted my energized boost to be a high pressure energized boost, and what that means is that I can ram people. I love ramming builds, and this pleases me greatly. Now, if I wanted to, say, get another mode, I could unlock this Great Escape, which leaves enemies in a radius webbed for 4 seconds when I use it. That can be very beneficial so that you can't get tracked or followed. And then also Compressor, double the speed boost, half the duration. So that makes you really fly out to get out of a dire situation or get into one very quickly. Now, you'll also notice that these 2 are gray and this one is green. That is because you unlock these at your leisure. So if you have one in particular, you're like, I want that one, you can just unlock that one and be done with the device forever. Wait, did I say forever? Maybe there's an incentive to upgrade all of them. That seems like a talking point for later. All right. Perfect. So let's go ahead and sell some of this stuff. Shop. Oh man, that's a lot of scrap metal. Holy cow. We're not doing too great on credits. Need 15 scrap metal. We have 7. Let's go ahead and just buy 8 more scrap metal. Okay. Because it's nice and cheap. Scrap metal, like... perfect. So we are investing in the repairs. Once we have invested everything into this upgrade, once all of these things have been applied, then we will be able to get a whole repair upgrade perk from our buddy Dax. Nice. So anytime that we would have to recover our hull and pay credits, it's reduced by 30%. All right, so last thing in this site, we can take on an assortment of jobs. We're gonna look for this lost cargo, I think. We're going to repel some attackers. And we're going to get some items. That's good. It's a good range. We'll just take 3 for now. But varying jobs are going to give you varying tasks that you have to go and accomplish. And while we don't have them all implemented here, we give you a selection to choose from that tests your abilities in certain regards over others. Some of these is just exploration and picking up and traveling. Some's more escort. Some's just straight up combat. Some's going to be, unique things here and there. Maybe you have a build that's very ideal for certain jobs over others. Just depends on where you're at and what you're doing. And each one of these is going to increase your standings with each of the represented words, each of the different factions. Woo! Your reputation, your representation to the factions is reputation. Woo! Words. Why am I tripping over them? Oh my gosh, they're too big. Words are too big. Let's use small words. All right. Right now, we only have 3 of the different sub-factions of G&B in the game. There will be an assortment of different factions that you will engage with, that you can increase your standing with, and you will be gaining a load of different benefits from them. Currently, you'll see that each one of these offers goods through your reputation, but it's not impossible for unique benefits and bonuses to also appear based on your standing. So don't think of these as, I have to hit this line to just get some stuff, but rather think of this as almost like an extra experience bar with that unique faction that you're dealing with that will then earn you new benefits. Just like when you're leveling up yourself and it unlocks new perks for you to choose from, like Heir to the Whole, or new item opportunities, stuff like that. Your reputation can do that as well. Okay. So that was, I think we covered everything here pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and fly back out, and we're gonna travel into the planet to go through these crystal caverns and the desert mine to take out the raiders and get our money's worth and hopefully an access key.
My tech advisor transferred data concerning 2 nearby mines, each harboring about half a dozen raiders.
Got it. Just leave it to me.
Wonderful, Mr. Adamov. And Godspeed.
Sturtbert says, system looking distinct is important. The heavily Earth-like skies of Tau 37 and the dark matter Terra and Kepler are unforgettable. I want such a space game again. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, and I will, you should check out EVERSPACE 1 if you haven't seen it, Sturtbert, because we also felt that system distinction was important there. You can literally pop open a stream of somebody playing EVERSPACE, take a screenshot of the location, and know which system they're in with how far they've progressed. Provided you can see some semblance of the sky. If you're taking a photo of like a rock and that's all you can see, that's cheating, and you know it, with being a jerk. But otherwise, yeah, it's actually really easy to know what section of the game that you've actually progressed in. And we do have that carryover mentality to EVERSPACE 2, where we want you to be able to tell how strong you are, where you are at, what opportunities are nearby, simply based on the factions you're encountering, based on the points of interest that you're experiencing, whether it's environmental or if it's some sort of unique, motif. It's incredibly important, for sure. Absolutely. Can they become hostile or outlaws friendly? Camuflaro will talk a lot more about relationships with other factions in a very focused factions update in the future. That's going to be coming into play in the early access. So not at the start of it, and it will come in time, but just know that we do have a lot more to show regarding the different factions and what that looks like. It's not something we want to go crazy complicated with. We want it to be a pretty straightforward system where if you do things for a faction, you will be rewarded. Those rewards are going to vary. Some of them are going to be really powerful depending on a situation. Some of them might not be so great. So you have incentives to pursue certain relationships over others. But yeah, so that's definitely a conversation in the future. A lot of people have been kind of asking, will be able to side with outlaws? Again, that's kind of some interesting territory, because what is an outlaw, right? How do we define that? Let's get psychological here, all right? Philosophical maybe. Or just context descriptive, right? An outlaw is somebody who operates outside of the law, right? Isn't that what we're currently doing as the player character? Are we an outlaw? All right, let's get back in the game. Oh, that's a detonator! Yeah! Oh my gosh, no, get away! Holy cow, that guy almost exploded in our face. No, go away, please. That was terrifying. And he's dodging my shots. Look at this little deviant. Whew, okay. All is... Oh! So Weber drones are these wonderful little crap heads that lock you in place so that you can't move. Freaking look at how much damage we took from that one detonator drone. Woo. Ouch. We used our EMP blast just a moment too late. That was rough. Jeez. Gotta be careful in these close quarters. More Webers? Who put that there? All right. I see you lurking. Woo! All right.
Doesn't.
That was very close. Now we're gonna go over to the shipwreck because I've been saying this several times through the course of the stream. If you explore, you will be rewarded. So we could have just flown throughout here, just, you know, picked off all the drones, done the job, and then just left. Like speedrun strats, you know the drill. Or you can stop by little wrecks that you encounter and get Magnetic Repulsor, an entirely new warfare device that allows you to use physics to your advantage. And also be rewarded with over 1,000 credits. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Excellent. I like this so much, I will completely swap out my EMP generator. Oh, it's in cooldown. Can't swap it out while it's cooldowning. But once it's done, I'm swapping that out with our Magnetic Repulsor for physics times. All right. Exquisitely delicious physics, right? So let's show a little bit of what that's gonna look like. Also, let's go ahead and let's just add an additional charge. We'll keep things simple. Nothing too crazy, but now we get 4 charge. Four charges.
This mine is ours now.
Because you killed everyone inside?
Oh, I
In
pushed
my
the wrong one.
Shouldn't it be mine?
I pushed 2 instead of 1.
Now?
Oh
It's a
my
monster
gosh, it's
vicious
fine. We're
circle.
totally fine.
Easier to take on the armored drone first.
See, you have multiple devices to use, right? Now that was much more satisfying. Pushing that guy into the ground. Oh, and this guy wants to go to the ground too, so I'm just gonna let him. My Energized boost is on 2. My Magnetic Repulsor is on 1. Where did he go? How did you get pushed upwards? This guy's using cheat codes. There we go. Much more satisfying.
Let's check the other cave.
Hey, another nano injector. That's awfully convenient. See, we're completely healthy. We don't even have any ship damage. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Nothing bad happened, okay? Everything's fine here. Can we set our ship down on the terrain and just chill there? You know, we actually had a screenshot from, they're called Tulol Tulameo in the chat right now. In the Discord, they're called LOL Hype. And he took a photo to show the scale of a station and the ship. So he actually landed the ship, granted carefully, right? So like, if we wanted to do that, we would do this. It's not like an automated sequence where you land. You would basically just kind of get up close to it like that, and then you would pause, and then you could like look at it, right? Like this is the equivalent of landing, right? But going from there, you can, you know, get kind of a sense of scope and scale, I suppose. Like how big this ship is. We're still above the ground. Dang it. Well, you get the idea. But there's not really any function to landing. The only time that's going to be necessary is when you go to a station, in which case it's automated. We want to make sure that the focus is combat. It's flying around in your ship. We don't have you get out and walk around. This isn't like there's not like a creative mode for the game. It's very much like, think of your ship as the character that you are playing as. So you're customizing your ship. You're customizing everything about your abilities of that ship, the look of your ship, the class of your ship. All of the benefits are your ship itself. You're not worried about the pilot. The pilot is more of the story component as opposed to the gameplay component. So hopefully that gives you the direction why we're not having any sort of, and we also don't have any EVA. You don't get into like a drivable vehicle. Like you are the ship. That is your character. So that's the focus there.
They put up a missile silo. Are they planning
Missile
on settling
silo. Can I shoot it down? I'm a really bad shot. Use a scattergun, me. Much easier to hit when you have 17 projectiles shooting at something. Get out of here. All right. I really do love making opponents bounce around. Low key, just between you and me, I hope we have some type of pinball minigame. All right. Let's explore these crystal caverns. Hazy Devil, I think that's absolutely possible. We can have a lot of different things that provide a bonus if you fly through or towards. I mean, we have energy orbs that drop.
I think I got them all. Hey, Nifty Station. Expect things to be a lot calmer from now on.
Thank you, we are in your debt.
I'm glad I could help. Heading back to your place now.
Now I'm gonna fly over here too, just doing my own self-exploration because as I've mentioned, I mentioned this a lot, I know that, but I really do want to put emphasis on the fact that if you go exploring, you will be rewarded. This wasn't on the map at all, but now we go flying into it, and we see kind of a dangerous territory here, but also a shipwreck. And this shipwreck is going to provide another one of those devices that are highly sought after, okay? So if you want to collect them all and be rewarded through exploration, you absolutely can do that. Now, if you are a stickler when it comes to exploration in games like this, and you're like, I don't want to, I just want to fly and blow stuff up, that's totally fine. I can also confirm with you that there are 2 ways to acquire every single one of the devices, for example. One way is by finding it randomly hidden somewhere, and the other is by purchasing it from a shop. So if you can't find it, you can buy it. And if you are cheap, like me, just go find it. Jump Prime says, oh, that's where that device is, right? this down. Oop, oop. I missed. Hang on, we'll put it in there. Perfect. Ooh, a new scatter gun? That makes me happy. I totally just pushed the wrong button and changed my ship. Lol. So let's talk about ship customization, because that's a perfect segue. Excellent. So I just bumped my ship skin and it changed it to a default selection. But I talked about the different styles of, well, I didn't really talk about the styles, rather, but I talked about how each of the ship looks different. So the Sentinel style is that all of the wings are forward swept. That's not the wings, these are the wings. All the wings are forward swept. So you basically have 4 different starting wing types that can be applied to the Sentinel. Then you also have an assortment of different ship bodies that can be chosen, right? And then you also have engines back there that can also generate on your different ship. Now, couple additives to point out here. Your wings, your body, your engines, we are planning on having certain types do certain things. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but like maybe a certain engine look actually grants you a bonus to your energy for your engines, or maybe it means you can boost longer, or your wings somehow increase your firepower, or your body increases your hull, stuff like that. This is going to be a core component in the itemization and the customization of your ship. And we also know that there's people out there who want to choose very specifically which wings they have, which body they have, which engine they have, and have it not affect their stats. So we're also looking into that transmogrification, as it is so called. Obviously, there are also a lot of different ship colors. And what you're seeing here is just a small assortment. I actually like that black and gold. You're seeing a small assortment of variety of the colors here. There's a lot coming. And we are also looking into, we're gonna go with this hunter setup. I like this. There's a lot more coming in regards to ship customization as well as color customization. So just know that even this small display, what you've just seen here, there's a lot more coming. We're gonna go with those engines. Nice. Neat. We're also gonna take this Vardum crystal while we're down here. Vardum's a great resource to collect for upgrades. This weapon sucks at mining. It's just a slow weapon. But we will have mining opportunities that reward skill-based play. Now I just need to figure out how to get out of here. We're gonna go down here, and then we're gonna look up. There we are. Perfect. We do need this door to open back up, otherwise we can't get out. And I'm not flying through that. This looks dangerous, I know. It's all gonna be okay, I promise. Whee! Excellent. You can't even see what's going on there. That's a lot of special effects. Woo! Nailed it. But we just came out of that big old mine thing over there. Feels good. Now we're gonna go back to the station, tell them that we clean things up, move into the next story component. Nice! I know I've been talking a lot about different features. I wanna make sure that I'm kind of answering questions before they even happen. At the same time, I want you guys to keep asking questions. I know that I'm kind of focused in game space a bit and stuff, but I'm more than happy to address things very much so live, and we have an assortment of individuals from the dev team and community
about those keys.
who are going to help you out too.
This is unofficial, but there is a scrapped jump gate at the Charybdis junkyard that may contain old key signatures.
I was hoping for a more legal solution.
It is indeed a dubious solution, but for a dubious character, Mr. Adamov.
Uh-oh.
You see, while you were gone, I did my homework.
Oh, snap.
You were a wingman assigned to Craig Callahan's squad. Apparently, you died defending a doomed engineer.
Just because Callahan abandoned him, didn't make him doomed.
And that is precisely why I am helping you.
Okay, we're
Because
buddies.
in management's eyes, we too are a lost cause. The yields in situ are drying up. Director Blakemore is making more money from our life insurance than from what we actually mine. Everyone should get out as long as they can. You too.
I'll search that scrapped gate then.
Fair.
Yes, and should you require some additional funds, we have a few assignments on the job board.
Nice.
I'll have a look. Thanks, and good luck.
Likewise. Out here, we all need it.
Beautiful. So, a really neat question from Data Cluster asks, are any little extras for importing a save from EVERSPACE 1? Truth be told, this was a point of conversation we had internally. We were trying to figure out if that would even be viable, if anyone would care about it, if we were to pursue that, what that would look like. So the short answer is, as of right now, no. We don't have anything planned. Could we do something with that? I mean, maybe. It's possible. It's not a priority. It's not something we're really too heavily invested in because there's a lot of content overall for EVERSPACE 2 that we really want to hit home. We're currently working on story missions. We're currently working on other solar systems right now. We're working on... I don't know how much I can tell you about some of the other stuff we're working on. But we're making a lot of progress on certain things that we want to reveal sooner than later. Obviously, we're working on crafting. I told you about that. And there's a drive to get that content out first, as opposed to, you know, being in just a beta and saying, oh yeah, if you import your save over, then you get another bonus, right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So the possibility is there. And I'm glad you're thinking about it. Just know that we are too, all right? I think it could be really fun. There could be something really playful there. It's just not priority, that's all. So, cool. Let's see. Do we have another question? Did I miss a question? No, looks like we're all good. Either YouTube's being quiet or Restream's not giving deliverables from YouTube's chat. Can somebody from YouTube say hello? I want to make sure I still got you connected. Restream bot broke. Oh no! Okay, hang on a second. I am gonna go gather. I have to go find my friends on the YouTubes. Hang on. I'm looking out for y'all. Okay, I see here now. I see Excelsior saying the ground texture looks a bit blurry. Will there be tessellation in the final version, or would this be totally unnecessary? That is a very specific question. I know that there's still a lot of, well, no, actually there's, you know, I've been preaching this idea of there's so much that we're optimizing, guys. There's so much that we're going. We are optimizing through the process of building out the game. So I do want to be careful in how I respond that. I'm not just saying like, oh, you know, everything's going to be fine once we optimize it. Like this is part of the process. We are optimizing through the game. And if you're having troubles from your computer specs, let us know so that we can figure out new ways to approach that, right? Because we are making the game to where it's accessible for both, you know, an 8-year-old potato of a computer as well as next-gen stuff. Like, we want to make sure that you're getting the maximum worth of where your computer is at. So to answer that question specifically is really difficult for me, and I'm gonna have to defer to, if Casper's lurking, he might know the response to that. Michael, I don't know if you know if we're gonna be focusing on any type of tessellation. A good question, but I have to see if somebody else might be able to respond to that. Is the Twitch chat completely dead, or did the Restream bot crash? Restream bot crashed. Sorry about that. You want to test out the game before you actually buy? That seems very fair. That seems incredibly fair. The textures are already super high res, so no is the response. There you go. Thank you, Michael, for addressing that. Okay, now that we have both chats back, because I'm not going to lose my buddies on YouTube, nay, I say to thee. Okay. We're a ship-in game, so ship customizations are a lot. Yes, this is pretty good. We think so too. The highlights a missing aspect of the planets or stations we landed on. We do not have a bar to go to for that mission. Is there a possibility that this type of thing could be added even though it is two-dimensional? So you mean like So you mean like a cutscene? We're gonna reference Freelancer, where when you stop at a station, you walk in and then you see like the interior of the station, and then you click on a person and you go talk to the person, like all of that? Is that what you're kind of asking for? Because as of right now, we don't want to put all that work on our shoulders. We don't. Like, we're not some super crazy elaborate space sim, so we don't have that sort of realistic perception within our vision. We want the focus to be jump into the game, fly your ship, blow stuff up, complete jobs, get paid. That's what we want. That's really the direction. So I guess the answer is no. We're not even looking towards that. We don't want to add that level of, what would be the term for that? Depth? It's just too simulation-y. It's just not what we're going for. That's what it is at the end of the day. But a great thank you for that question. It's a great question so that people understand where that's at. Cool. What were we doing? We're answering questions. We're kind of playing a game. Oh my gosh, we do have jobs to take on, so let's go do this one that's been assigned to us. And then we'll go to the scrapyard shortly after. No one's gonna be in a bar offering missions even in 2020, all web-based. Yeah, there's plenty of other games out there. Maybe not plenty, that's a bit of a bold statement, but there are games out there that have a true space simulation impact, and you get everything with that, including the realistic portrayal of space itself. So just be mindful, if that's what you want, you're getting the full package, right? We don't want that super hyper realism of space. We want to give you stuff to do. We want to make sure that there's interesting objects out there to engage in, to fly around, that adds impactful elements to the gameplay. We're kind of romanticizing these locations, if you will. Because like even when we stop here at this location, we're gonna see asteroids that are all cluttered together, or debris that's cluttered together. Like, this is not something that would be very common in actual space, right? But this does add a little bit of dynamicism, if that's a word, dynamics. So yeah, and it's not a bash on space simulation. It's a style. We're not going for that style. We're arcadey, space shooting looters, looter shooting. All right, so how do we get in here? I actually haven't seen this one generate yet, so this is exciting. This is new for me. This is new for me, guys. We're gonna do this together, all right? So we have to navigate inside. We have an activate signal.
Now, I can follow the signal.
We can follow the signal. Good. We need to figure out where the lost container is, and we can drop this generator down. Neat. It's inside. We have to go back inside. I thought it was outside. Silly me. Wait a second. If I'm understanding this correctly, it's telling me that I have to find an energy core to go inside. So we just need to find the energy core. I think the way that was supposed to generate is that we wanted to give you a signal to give you a sense of how to get inside, not to tell you that it's right next to where you just explored. So we'll address that. Sometimes the jobs can be a little fickle. So this might be a little too difficult for us to find, since I don't think this one actually was set up correctly. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop this one. But first, I'm gonna do just some real quick QAing here, all right, guys? So you know how this all works. I gotta pull my save so I can evaluate this later, so you don't have to deal with me testing this over and over again. But we're gonna fix it. Dang it. So 1 second, as I grab my save. I'm like popping in and out of the chat windows and everything, so it's like there's sound, there's not sound. Oh my goodness, what's happening? It's all fine, guys. 1 more second, and we'll get right back into it. Perfect. Because when we see this stuff, we want to fix it. So, excellent. But overall, these jobs are going to give you unique situations that can be procedurally generated, depends, that reward you for their completion, just like any job would, right? This one pertaining to the lost cargo, we need to get in there. We have to activate the door. So in order to do that, well, we have to get a energy core. Should be maybe over here if we're really lucky. If we're super hyper lucky. No, it's not. But otherwise, it should have given us a literal signal to explore. So, no worries, we'll go somewhere else. We will also drop this particular job. And maybe we can track another one. There we go. Rootin' tootin' lootin' shootin'. There we go, Jay Gnarl. That's the perfect way to describe it. I love it. We want to fly spaceships, not queue for hot dogs. Absolutely. So, fun fact, we actually changed one of the particular systems of what the travel times look like here. Because as you maybe know, maybe you don't know, maybe this is a surprise to you, but in the prototype, when you're flying around, you can instantly travel. You press a button and you instant travel. We removed that through testing just to see what would happen. But we also want to make sure we're not wasting your time through travel. We want to make sure that this space right now, that what we're doing, flying through space, is interesting, is unique. We have spots that pop up on the map that you can go to if your curiosity is there. And there's going to be other things that we bring to that as well. So it's definitely in the works, but that goes into our vision to make this space interesting for you to participate in. All right, so let's go to this warp gate that's down, collect some stuff, and then go from there. Yeah, no good, Linode. Suplanode? Suplanode? It's totally cool. Scrap metal, yay!
Just scraps. Guess someone beat me to it. Great, now what?
Alright, prepare yourselves for some text-to-speech nightmare fuel, okay? Are you ready for this?
Huh, a jump suppressor? Where did that come from?
We're gonna go through this jump suppressor, and we're gonna have some sillies. I went past it. There it is.
Now how to find a single suppressor in this junk.
That's not it. Back here. I always forget there's 2 different wrecks that we've plugged in. Silly me. Here we are.
And. Huh? Someone clearly doesn't want me to leave.
Oof. Ow. It's fine. We'll buff out those scratches. Here we are. Nice little battery. Now you know there's a shield generator above us. I'm gonna blast this away. Need a better energy core. Fly up and out of here. All right.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Please, don't Geo.
Huh? Who is this?
I need your parts.
Right. But so do I. You know this is a junkyard. Why not look for spares that aren't attached to people?
Computing request. Request accepted. IWWWW will now look FF for spares that aren't 8IT8TT8 to PPP people.
Nice. The signal is coming from near the jump gate. Maybe that scavenger knows what happened to the gate ski module.
We're professionals here at Rockfish Games, all right? Just so you know. We also like to have fun. Did we know that that would happen? Yes. Did we let it happen? Yes. So we hope you enjoy it while it's plugged in there for now. I'm also going to show you a little secret. So for those of you who missed this and you're playing the beta, know that there is another hidden device in this site. You have to destroy these 2 generators. And then right here, we have a bulletproof container. And when you open it, ooh! Annihilator virus. Excellent.
Hey, I'm about to dock at your place. Please no more tricks. Is that clear?
Affirmative.
Nice. Oh my gosh, so we're gonna dock at this station, and then I think it might be, well, no, we got a little more. We got a little. There. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Welcome to Charybdis Recycling Plant, where your garbages are future. How may I help you?
I am looking for jump gate module that can generate new jump keys.
Computing request. Only head management at HQ can generate and activate new key codes. If you are an employee of Grady and Brunt Enterprises, please direct all code requests directly to HQ.
HQ? That's not even here in Cedo. You're saying that everyone who isn't part of the company is locked in here?
Exempt our colonial military off. Turning off all systems.
No, wait. What about the military?
Colonial officials may use their military override to access jumping facilities.
I knew it.
A military override, huh?
Pyrrhus. I need PAR. Shutdown initiated. Thank you for having visited Charybdis Recycling Plant, where your garbages are few.
Poor guy. But time to head back to Dax.
Oh my gosh, the text-to-speech, just, I love it. I love it. It makes me happy. And I hope it makes you guys happy too. A lot of you have been wondering, like, can I please keep this in the game? Guys, that, you know, maybe. Maybe we'll plug it in there. I don't know. So, the dev said you can be intercepted at light travel, but it's disabled. Did we say that? Did we? Hey, can I get it? Okay, so yeah, in the prototype, you can get intercepted through travel. We want to make something a little bit unique to that. We're not like the biggest fan of it. I'm gonna be honest. So, we'll keep you posted. I'm seeing there, let's see, saving the feature for EA or full release. Yeah, we'll find out. We'll figure out what we're gonna do. Do we have a plan? Absolutely. Do we know what that is yet? I don't know 100%. Sometimes you gotta fly by the seat of your pants a little bit, okay? But don't you worry. I can assure you that the direction that we're taking the space flight as a whole, as I've mentioned previously, is we want to make sure that the player has exciting things to do without being impeded in a way that stunts your own personal growth or progression in the game, right? For example, we wouldn't want to have a cutscene that pulls you out that then requires you to boost in a certain capacity to fly out again so that you basically just lose like 2 minutes of your life. We don't want to do something like that. We have a plan. And that plan is looking good. Okay. Plan A, improvise. Plan B, panic. Caden, did you get a hold of our records? No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, we've got a lot of strong directions behind the scenes, and we're happy with how things have lined up. Certain things that we're not happy with, we're changing, and we're modifying accordingly. That's just how game dev works. Okay, so let's check out our inventory really quick. We found some new items. We got some new devices as well. I really do like the magnetic repulsor and the energized boost, but the annihilator virus is so good as well. And you can combine any types of devices. You don't have to have one warfare and one support, for example. You can have all supports. This annihilator virus basically deals damage after a certain period of time. So what I want to do is I want to make that period of time even longer so that it deals even more damage. Nice. Additionally, we're going to sell the scrap metal because I don't think we need it anymore. Ooh, armor plating. We don't actually have any armor equipped. Let's grab that. Yay, orange bar. Victory. We have armor, guys. We didn't have any armor until this point in the game. Whoops. All right, perfect. Let's see, is there anything else? That's a lot of Vardum. We need iron. Of course we need iron. Oh my gosh, every single person who's playing the beta is like, where can I get iron? Where? It's out there, folks. Might be a little hard to find, but when you find it, you'll find it in a bountiful amount. All right, so let's go ahead and head back to home base. And that's where we're gonna save. And then we'll go into just having casual chat, answering questions with a more focused mentality, as well as showing off the shortcuts, the screenshots that you guys have been taking while you've been in beta. Whew, there we go.
Like in a hive unit.
A hive unit.
What? We need a hive?
That's what
What?
you just told me. You don't
Snap, that's
happen to
awesome.
know where to find one. You?
No, I don't.
Not sure I trust the sound of those pauses. Looks like there is only one place where we will most definitely find one, but it won't be ease.
That one's on you now.
You see, Rain, expect acid. Your friend just made it out of cryo.
Ben.
Oh.
No, the other one.
Oh.
Get your ass back here while I make sure that the good doctor doesn't break anything.
Oh, snap. I'm playing the beta. Where can I find a T1 processors? You're gonna have to look specifically in this area. I'm sorry, that was being mean. I'm a cruel person sometimes. No, T1 processors can be tricky to find. I don't think we actually have the T1 processor spawn at a base so you can buy it. But I'm pretty confident that it is dropped by some specific enemies you encounter. Because we want to make sure that you can get all the upgrades. Otherwise, like if you're completely reliant on RNG, that's I'm sorry, that's dumb. But we're not going to do that. Okay. So we are adding certain elements to help certain processes be easier in certain situations. See, I'm incredibly certain about this. How many times can I say certain? Perfect. Let's go see what the doctor's doing. What's her dealio?
We might have a problem. Hey, what are you?
What is it? Dax. Hold on tight. I'm on my way.
All right, so quick things here. Space Banditos, but I don't have maracas? Oh my gosh. How can you fight Space Banditos without maracas? It could be interesting to wander in the stomach of space worms. That could be very interesting. We have actually talked about space worms. Any chance I had a key for the beta test going on? Not right now. But we do giveaways occasionally. We had a giveaway last week. There was a PC Gamer Forum giveaway. You missed both of those. I'm sorry. There were like 8 opportunities there. Because 5 from PC Gamer, and then we did 3 on the last stream. So just keep following us. We'll announce when we're doing another giveaway. It'll be great. All right, let's fly in here, get another sample of the story, and then we're going to transfer over to our next segment.
Adam arrives back at the base, alone. He is suspicious as he has not heard from Dax, and draws his weapon as a caution. He is surprised to find Dax lying unconscious on the floor. Suddenly, Adam is hit by a dart in his neck, which instantly paralyzes him. The doctor from the medical freighter appears over Adam and Dax. Keeping Adam conscious, she gives him time to talk. She is angry about being hijacked and demands answers. Adam explains to her where she is. The doctor is furious as she discovers that G&B had transported her to the DMZ. She searches the medical bay as she deduces her situation from the sparse information Adam supplies her. Realizing that the pair were really only trying to save their friend in stasis, she relents a little and begins to form a deal. Dax wakes up and the doctor aims the dart gun at him.
It's okay, Doc.
Dax explains the situation more, and the doctor softens her position. She agrees to help their friend recover if they promise to help her escape the DMZ. Dax and Adam agree.
It's okay, Adam.
While Dax admits he likes the doctor's way of doing business.
Nailed it. 2 men beaten by a girl. She just woke up.
And my head's still pounding. Call me Dax.
I'm Adam.
So which one of you brought me into this mess?
That was me.
That puts you in the pilot seat when I fly back out.
Don't worry. We have the same goal here.
But first we will need to find a military override to get past the jump gates. Adam, have you ever heard of the Ceto Ghost Fleet?
Can't say that I have.
It's a graveyard of old war wrecks gathered together by the guys who locked us up the other day. It's a treasure trove of scrapped military tech, bunker casings, cruiser engines.
Hive units?
Exactly.
Bingo.
But it's hidden by distractor tech,
Dang
so no
it.
one ever found it.
And how will we be any different?
Because we will find those signal distractors and take them down. They
Nailed
don't
it.
look like our beanbags though, more like fortified bases. That makes them tougher but also easier to locate. Once all 3 bases are down, the Ghost Fleet will make its grand entrance, and present us with our ticket out of this pit.
Perfect.
So where do I start looking?
In the deep fields. I already uploaded some coords to your map.
Well, I'm glad you got it all figured out. I will gather some data on my patient, while you two are busy raiding bases.
We're really not outlaws.
And I really don't care. We're good,
I
as
like
long
her.
as you uphold your end of the bargain.
All right, so I wanna call this out. So Camufloru says 2 men beaten by a girl and she just woke up. So you're not wrong. That's exactly what happened. And I think that in a situation where somebody comes out of a containment that you weren't expecting, armed with a tranquilizer dart, when you're not expecting that, I would say that they probably have a slight advantage on you, regardless or not of their gender. Just putting that out there. So, yeah. That's what happened. 2 men beaten by a girl. Good observation. It's better than being killed. Yes, I think that on a general level, when you are still alive, that's inherently a good thing. Yeah, I do agree with that. That's good. Okay, so now that we've landed, we are ready to start moving into the next section of the game. Instead, we're gonna put this on hold and we're gonna transition over to our little community section where we see what you guys have been up to, what you've been sharing with us. It'll be a nice little treat to see how all of that stuff looks. Now, I forgot to do something. I forgot to update my little my header for this section of the stream. Oh my goodness. How dare I? But we have like 1 billion different pieces of art from you guys. Like, it's actually crazy. Like, look at this folder. I've got Acid Iced, B.W. Lambrecht, C. Dutson, Chatouille, Darrelfliant, 8, Geometry Prime, Hazy, Camuflaro, LOL Hype, Quattro44, Silry, Stormtrooper EXE. All of these are the usernames that you guys have on Discord. And I just wanted to go through and show the artwork that you have so generously been taking with everybody else. So this first one, oh my gosh, I've already forgotten the first one, comes from Acid Iced. And his photos come from the beta itself. Really, really cool stuff. Wait, what did I say? Hazy? Hazy? Is it hazy or hazy? I need to know this. I've always said hazy. If any of you ever make fun of me for mispronouncing a username, I've got words for you. Because usernames can be pronounced in basically any capacity that you want. There's no rule to pronouncing a username. Fight me, bro. You just typed out hazy, not hazy. How does that help? So you think it's hazy? I want hazy double. He just says it's cool. No, man, you gotta tell us, how do you pronounce your username? Okay. All right, so this is the first shot. Comes from, I already forgot his username. Oh my gosh, I'm so terrible. You're all messing with me. This comes from, one more time. Goodness gravy. Acid Iced. We got 2 shots. We got this one over the top. And we got this one. I really like what he's done with this image in particular. The planets in the background with the star and just the focus that he has flying through space. This looks like a really clean image for a background, right? Really great shot, Acid Iced. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. So now we'll go to the next one. We've got B.W. Lambrecht. We got a lot of photos from him. In fact, this guy has been dropping a ton of love with his gameplay and showing just a massive amount of shots. I had to cut things down. I asked you guys to emoji on the ones that you enjoyed the most. So I chose a number of those so that we could look at them all. So really good stuff from B.W. Lambrecht. Really, really clean. Really good stuff. Phillips did ask a question over on YouTube, and I want to reiterate this just to make sure everybody knows. Question is about we will have a Switch version or not. And the official response, Michael did already grab it, is that EVERSPACE 2 is technically too advanced for the current Switch hardware. So no, is the response. Who knows what Nintendo has around the corner? There's rumors about some stuff that they're working on, right? Like, you guys have seen that in the news. If you haven't, well, there's apparently rumors. Who knows if it's true or not? But anyway, if there's anything that we are going to be doing in the future, we're going to let you guys know first. So you're not going to just be like, oh, well, is it going to be possible to be on blah, blah, blah? We'll tell you once we have configured that ourselves. So, yeah. Just know that. Some nice little shots here. Actually, I like this one a lot. It's just very pleasant. All these are from B.W. Lambrecht. Irini says, my nickname means Goddess of Revenge. I like that. I like a good username story. Those always please me. I think it's neat. This one's also a favorite of mine. I think this one's, it's nice and clean. It's cut to the chase. It just shows you the vastness of space. Some clean engines. Hazy. All right, it's Hazy Devil. Hazy it is. Here's another one. A lot of you guys voted this one up. Nice and clean. Will we see big battleships? Oh, you will see big battleships. You will see big battleships. You'll be flying all around them, and maybe other things with big battleships. A nice super light. It almost looks like the ship is coming apart and how quick it's going. Do you see that right in the middle? See that? This is also because the graphic settings are lowered a bit. But I think it's kind of funny. It's like, we weren't ready to lock in our warp, so now we're flying too fast, and the ship just tears itself apart. Whoops. Another angle on it. It's the weapons. Definitely the weapons. I do like the base in the background floating over the, or orbiting, I should say, around the planet. Good stuff. And just flying out into the cosmos as well. So clean work once again. Digging it. Again, that was from BW Lambert. We got C. Dutson. A nice mesmerizing view. Very simple. C. Dutson's also been streaming a lot of EVERSPACE 2 and also streamed a lot of EVERSPACE 1. He's performed a lot of really cool challenges through hardcore mode. In space, no one can hear you die. Actually, really like this one. Really think that's clean. There's all of this smoke. Smoke? Nebula? Cosmos? Whatever you want to call it. Cosmic gases? I don't know. Then you have the asteroids that are like peeking out. It's pretty neat. Wow! That's also cool. There's one of the planets called the Shattered Planetoid. It was recently updated in the beta. Full-blown planet. Well, not anymore. Got him! And then finally, Dax's ship that he flies. This is his custom ship. The black and gold. Almost looks like a light fighter. But this is an interceptor. So good stuff. Yeah, he did do challenges. He did do challenges in EverSpace 1 in hardcore mode. I don't know if he's currently doing them now. He's been playing more EverSpace 2, I think. Oh, whoops, we need to identify who this is. This is Chatawheel. And he has been playing a lot of EverSpace 1. In fact, this guy beat hardcore mode back to back 4 times with each of the different ships. So he is one of our ace pilots. Congratulations on accomplishing that victory. That's pretty freaking stellar, dude. Very nice. I thought C. Dutson did complete hardcore. Another shots. Same battle, different angle. And then also this like super trippin' coloration of the ship colors, the engine colors, the plasma storm, the permanent shield from the drone carrier. All of this stuff just makes it wows bonkers on those colors. Very cool. Thank you for those shots. Now we have Del Reliant. He's also got some shots from EverSpace Classic. I think this one's just very pleasant. Nice black hole with the sun behind it. Will there be GeForce Experience photo stuff? Would love to make some 360 images. Ah, yes. I believe there will be. Yes? Maybe. I know that we are using what's it called? Anvil. You can do the Anvil photo mode. There's all that stuffs. You know, in my continued thinking about 360 GeForce Experience, I'm questioning that now. That's going to be something we'll need to follow up with. Andy Beans, you should jump into the Discord and ask the question again in the Ask Questions channel. And I can follow up with you there once I know a direct response. And then we also just have this nice double star system. Very pleasant. Good photos, Death Reliant. Dalrethliant. All right. These I'm actually really excited to share because Hazy, I even said it wrong, Hazy, but it's not Hazy. This is 8. 8 has a special place in our heart. This guy has been around the community for a long time. He's shown a lot of love, a lot of support, has had a lot of conversations, and he takes great photos too. He has a lot of really strong contributions. Sometimes he gets a little ahead of himself, and I love him for it. Oh, it's great. But I'm so happy to have you back in the swing of things. So I don't know if I saw you in the chat, 8, but if you are, it's good stuff. So really great photo, just showing some nice, nice clean shots, flying through the tunnel. Really neat. Another angle there. What did 8 name himself? I don't know. Does he have a secret name on here? Bloodstar, there he is. Oh, he is in the... Oh my gosh. Wow. Phillips Martial Arts. Oh man, this is a clean shot too. Gosh dang it, I love your photography. All right, so Phillips Martial Arts asks, not trying to poke or ruin the story, but... Oh, this is dangerous territory already. Will there be events real time, like in the mobile games, like planets exploding or crazy disasters going on around you while playing? LOL. So 2 things. I took the question less serious because you ended it with LOL. And the second thing, I was being honest. But the second thing is, I mean, that's definitely something that we could do, and that does get into territory where we don't want to ruin any parts of the storytelling or, secrets that we have around the corner. So just know that, I mean, we've done a lot of stuff from our previous experiences, and we want to bring back some... Oh, gosh, that shot's great. Oh, that shot is nice. But yeah, we want to make sure that we create a captivating story, some interesting environments, and some surprises and twists. So we'll that's definitely stuff in the futures that we'll be chatting about. Probably. But I like the question. Just can't really open up too much about it, unfortunately. How many space monsters do you have in the game? As of right now, I think we have 2. That is a little number. Yes. Yes, it is. But we do have plans with space critters and creatures. Creature being definitive of not a critter being small. So we'll see that in the future. Geometry Prime, we have him in the chat. Some really clean shots as well. Gonna roll through these. Good stuff. I love the lateral thruster movements. I think you actually commented that when you shared this. Really clean. And look at this guy winning the lottery with the ship he could purchase. That is a sexy freaking ship. Oh my gosh. Nice. Nice. And it just even looks even more gorgeous in combat. Just freaking, oh gosh. I want that ship. That is a great looking ship, Geometry Prime. What are the stats though? Huh? Are the stats good? Explosions look clean as well. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, that. Oh. Oh. That's just, I love that. I love that ship. That's just so clean. That ship has plus 50% to picking up chicks. Ken nailed it. Absolutely. So really great shots, Geometry. I am so behind. I'm actually over the time of the stream. I got to get through everyone's pictures. I owe it to you to show these. So we're going to go in a respectful capacity. These are Hazy's images. Hazy's supplied. I love the interesting shots you've been doing from Superlight gimmicking. It's very clean, very good. Make that a stat. Oh, goodness. I enjoy this shot, too. I think this is a really... The dynamic angles here and the composition, the leading composition is just flawless. I just want to reach out and grab it. Nice. Nice. Also, the way that you've changed the aperture here. Really clean shots, Hazy. Really clean. 50% is a bit high. You guys. All right. Also love the angles of this too. It's just, I love it. I love it. It's perfect. Don't change it. So good. Dem boosters. So stinking. So good. All right. That's the last one from Hazy. Hey guys, did you know you pronounce his username Hazy? It would be super embarrassing if you said anything else like Hazy. Pff, what a noob. All right. Next one comes from Camu Floro. Camu Flaro? We've got this nice desolate looking one where everything's terrible, including the player ship. This really captures the isolation that we want to put in Everspace 2. And that's an incredible shot. Seriously, that's solid right there. Tribbles are needed. Copyright infringement is not needed, unfortunately, Andy Beans. We don't want to have any trouble with tribbles. That's for sure. Is it possible to buy Everspace 2 now? It's not, because we're a long ways out of completion, honestly. But thank you for your appreciation. Early access, we will open up the doors for possibilities, however. And that's in December. What, December? Yeah, December. So if you are hyped about the game and you want in, if you want to try it out, you want to give us your feedback, December. Really clean shots. I like this one, the eagle, if you will. The reflection there, it's pretty solid. Petition to extend the stream by another 30 minutes. If we do that, my wife will kill me and I will never be at another stream again. So I can't do that. I appreciate your love and desire. We're going to get through all the images. I like this shot too. This is just warping in to the ulcer. Straight image. Thought that was pretty great. Flying around the planet in the background is really great about this one. I'm going to start cycling through these a little bit faster. Just a little bit. But please note that if you want to see all of these and more, you should join the Discord, go into the gallery and the fan art sections, and just be blown away, mesmerized by the quality of this faithful community who's just pounding it out. Oh, it's great. I love this explosion effect, by the way. This is whenever you're using the Annihilator virus, a technology-based virus that breaks away at your ship, your opponent's ships. Neat. Okay, so we got LOL hype. We got a couple here. This is the one that I was talking about earlier where he's basically landed on it. Like, look at that. That's a clean landing. That's a clean landing, sir. Way better than I tried to do in the course of the stream today. Very nice. And it just gives you a really strong sense of scale, too, right? Really strong sense of scale. And that's why this is such an impressive shot. Also, nice background elements and everything, too. So, really well composed. Looking forward to more screenshots from you. This one also is just very memorable. Yeah? It feels like a scene from like Top Gun or something. So that's good. Nice and clean. We also have Quattro 44, one shot coming from him. Dropping it like it's hot, flying over to this interstellar planetoid with a moon that has wings. Flat Flunder landing. Is that what it's called? Whoops, wrong button. Nice share, Quattro 44. Really appreciate it. We got Silry. We got two images coming out of there. Love both of these shots, actually. Really clean angles on the ship, so you can see some added detail work and how smooth and fresh and new. Good job on keeping your hull at 100%, because I guarantee you it wouldn't look like that if it wasn't. Ah, perfect. And then this other one, too, another swimmingly angle going down. I love the way that the light bounces through these unique asteroid compositions. You just do a really good job to capture that, I think. Good stuff. All right, we are almost through. We got Stormtrooper EXE, his final shot, the last shot. This comes from the original Everspace. This is one of the first shots that he took. He's flying the Scout. He's about halfway progressed through the perks. at least the engine upgrade perk, really gives a sense of how far we've come and how things have changed. Quite remarkable. Really, really good stuff. All right, guys, that is it for the stream today. I really appreciate you all coming out here and joining me for the ride of playing through more of the EVERSPACE 2 beta. That's been a first look for those of you who don't have the beta at all. If you want to see me continue that playthrough, definitely check in next week, same place, same time, all those different things. Otherwise, I strongly, strongly, strongly encourage you to come be a part of our community. And you can do that through many, many different ways. We have Discord, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, we have Twitch, we have Instagram, we have Reddit. We have many different ways for you to dive in and utilize these tools to have a conversation, to share your love of the game, share your concerns so we can talk about it, and just overall try to have and cultivate a powerful experience together for you. One thing that isn't on this rotating list, and Will, I meant to tell you about this earlier and I forgot to tell you, my bad, is if you do have proper feedback, if you have informative feedback or impressive thoughts that you think will prove useful, you need to head over to our Steam page for EVERSPACE 2, all right? So the Steam store page of EVERSPACE 2, you can drop into the forums there, and that is our main focal point of all things for discussions and intricate idea building, okay? That is the main thing. Again, that is the Steam forums for EVERSPACE 2. Please, please, please go check that out to drop your ideas and see what other ones are cultivating around us. Okay, guys, that has been, that's been, yeah, I don't even know how to finish. I'm losing my words. Basically what I'm trying to say is you guys have been awesome. I have been Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games, living to serve you guys, letting me be your guide through this process. Don't stop being awesome, and I will catch you in the next stream, next week, or in Discord. Toodles! Jeff, did you see that Okar trader flying into the station earlier? Yeah, what's up with that? I haven't seen any Okar in this sector for a long time. I know, I didn't think they were allowed to be here. Is he charging his weapon?